So first of all, Philip, I wanted to say a big welcome
Thank you.
and a big warm welcome to Top Service, to the Top Service family and community. It's great to have you on board. We obviously met, had a conversation, and hopefully you'll agree we shared a passion for credit management, and that's sort of where our journey began. But I was interested to hear from you, sort of, what is it about Top Service that attracted you to us?
I think the initial conversations we had demonstrated that shared passion. You're right. And also you said two words there, which I think are worthy of highlighting. One is community and one is family. When you talk about your customers, you talk about members, not customers or clients. So they are a community with which you're working. And when you talk about the business, you talk about the family. And it feels very much like a family. I've not met all the people yet, but all the ones I've talked to have got that underlying passion for A, what they do, but probably more so B, how important members are to them and how they want to do the best for those members. So the attraction to me was just a business that is trying to help businesses, particularly small ones, get better at credit management, do a better job, and therefore suffer less from not getting paid and so on.
That's really nice to hear from somebody coming into sort of the business as we are now, because when I started 24 years ago, there were 6 to 10 of us. So we really did have that family feel because we were really small, but all shared a passion for customer service, for really supporting our members, not just with trading experiences and credit information and debt recovery services, but with credit management as a whole, because, particularly with smaller businesses, some haven't heard the term credit management and maybe don't even realise they're working in a credit management position. So we've been able to support those with just that extra support there. But it's really nice to hear that coming into the business now at 50 plus employees, we work really hard to make sure that we are still a family. We all know each other by name. We all know what's going on with each other. We support each other personally and professionally. We learn from each other. We try to sort of share our experiences and share our knowledge amongst the team. So it's nice to hear that does come across when people come into the business. One of the things that can be difficult for us to get across to the outside world is how much experience and genuine support our team offers. Is that something that came across to you or has come across to you during the time you've spent with us over the last few weeks?
Yes, very much so. I think the experience is, there are lots of people here who've been here for a long time and have built up an understanding and experience of your business and what you're trying to do and how you're trying to share that. And the way in which they support the members is from a sort of underlying, we want the best for you rather than we want to provide our standard service to you. And I think that's very different. And you see that in other sectors, in small businesses, the small local baker who wants to really please the customer rather than just supply nice cakes. And I think you do that. The members that you work with are often inexperienced, often have little knowledge. And when I sat in on conversations, it was clear that they were ringing you and your people and saying, I don't know what to do in this situation. And you were saying, you need to do this, but actually, this is why you need to do this. This is the background. So bringing that underlying experience is helping develop their thinking as well as get a solution to the particular problem.
Yeah, and what we've tried to do over the years is develop a service that fits every size of business.
Sure.
Some of our customers have got credit management teams that are larger than Top Service,
Sure.
But our service can still fit with what they're doing. So a lot of what we do is building relationships, talking to customers, understanding their processes and what they already do, and making sure that what we do fits with that and adds value. It's really important to us that we add value to our members' business.
Yeah, absolutely. And one size doesn't fit all. So when I was sitting listening to some calls from the support team, one of those big clients members would call, and it was quite clear they didn't need any background on company structures, but they did need some particular advice about a particular customer and or a particular customer of theirs. And it was clear that your team has got enough experience and knowledge to know how much they need to share, so they're not getting a scripted. Well, we've all done that, been on a call to a help centre and gone through all the stuff we don't need to know before we got to ask the question we wanted to ask. But they know that, so instinctively they're giving the best service at the most opportune time.
And what do you think are the main benefits that Top Service can offer to the construction industry?
Well, first and foremost, you specialise in construction. And you're not trying to be, all things to all people. And I think that's that's really crucial. Construction is an incredibly complex sector. You've got certifications, retentions, complicated disputes, and so on. And it's really important that the people that are serving members of that community understand the nuances and so on that are in it. So I think that's really important. And because you're focused on that, you do that really well, and you can do that better and better. Whereas if you are broadening out across a range of sectors, that restricts you. And I'm sure that's possible, and there are businesses out there supporting the entire credit management community and everything, and that's great. But it's what you're doing is saying, you are our member. We are helping you in what you do, and we understand what you do, and therefore we can give you the best possible advice and the best possible service.
Yeah, and I think, from our point of view, the construction specifics, that's why the trading experiences work so well, because you wouldn't get that level of sort of inside information and the history of the trading experiences if we didn't specialise in construction.
For sure.
So I think that side of things works well as well.
Well, specialising in construction, but also specialise in a named business. So I'm not sure if we're allowed to share this, so you can edit it out if you need to. But I was listening to a conversation when I was here the other day, and someone was asking a question about a particular potential customer of theirs, and Rachel just looked and said, "Oh, two of our members have looked at that customer or searched on it in the last 6 months. Let's just talk to them and see what their experience has been." And as a result of that, the initial inquirer is given some feedback that says, yes or no, you shouldn't proceed. And that's not possible from a sort of algorithmic approach. No. And your payment experiences are, how did this customer behave yesterday? It's not this customer has got X payments out in the last X months at this sort of rate. What you're saying is, what's happening now. And that's fundamentally different.
So when we say, the trading experiences are up to the minute, they literally, and you will have experienced that by sitting with the team and listening to them, they literally are up to the minute. That's what they're doing day in, day out. So
I heard someone say they were looking at the credit limit for a particular customer and saying, I can't leave that as it is, having just talked to somebody who had a problem yesterday. And that's not built on a logical algorithm built over time. That's around someone's just told me something. I can't not react to that and still be saying I'm providing the best service.
And one of the reasons why the team and the people here are so important is because you can't replace that feeling of something's just not quite right. So, obviously we want to make Top Service and the services that we offer as efficient as possible, and make sure that our members get the best experience of the service that we can. But actually, what you can never replace with automation and AI and machine learning is that gut feeling that actually there's been a shift in trading experiences, or actually from our debt recovery team, that director of that debtor company is saying they haven't got the money to pay this £3,000 debt. So why are we telling members who are potentially credit checking that debtor company that they should be giving them £20,000 worth of credit? And I don't think you can ever replace that. So the team, they are Top Service. So
sure.
So I was going to say if you could describe Top Service in 3 words, but as many words as you like, 1 or 2. So if you could describe Top Service in a couple of words, what would they be?
We've said it so many times in the last few minutes, haven't we? Passionate. I think the team is passionate about what they're delivering and about the quality of what they're delivering. They're knowledgeable. The support team has got access to know how many databases and different sources of information, and they build that up. They have 12 weeks training before they even get on the phone, so they're knowledgeable about what they're doing, and committed. There's a real level of commitment around the business.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. We're delighted to have you on board. Are there any comments or summary that you want to provide about your appointment and the value that you can bring to top service members in the construction industry?
Well, I hope I can bring some value. I hope 46 years working in credit management means I've met a lot of people. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've heard lots of experiences that have sort of fed into my database of experience. And I think that some of that's useful. I've spent some time working with government in the Construction Leadership Council, so construction is something I've been quite interested in. Yeah. I'm certainly interested in small businesses and have got hundreds of anecdotes from small businesses I've talked to over the last few years. And all of that, I hope, will be make a contribution to what you're trying to do, so that we can work together to just get further down the road achieving your vision and aims.
Excellent. Well, as I say, we're delighted to have you on board. We're excited to see where this journey takes us. So off we go on it.
Thank you very much.